ever feel like you don't really have much to offer your, potential prospects or potential customers? Like, you've done all the trainings, watched all the videos, learned to do your Facebook lives to attract your ideal customers. But the one thing that keeps coming up in the back of your mind is like, what if I don't know enough? What if people that I'm talking to know more than I do? What if they realize I haven't made any sales yet? What if they find out that I'm an imposter? Well, maybe you felt that way. Maybe you still feel that way. Well, today we're going to talk about how to overcome imposter syndrome and basically live up to your full potential. Now, you definitely want to stick around to the end, because I'm willing to bet that after this video, you're going to feel 10 times more empowered to actually reach your full potential, because you're going to know exactly what to do to overcome imposter syndrome. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, welcome. I'm Dee Car Lady, baby. All right, and this channel is all about the 3 M's of entrepreneurship. That is the mindset, marketing, and multiple streams of income, baby. So if that's what you're looking for, you're definitely in the right spot. Definitely go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, baby. And let's go ahead and jump into it. What's going on, everybody? It's Dee Car Lady coming at you. All right. Today I want to get on here and just kind of, talk about something that I saw online today, and it kind of got my juices flowing, got my mind going and thinking about things in a little bit different nature. Like the title says, are you qualified or are you an imposter, right? There was a post that I saw today, and it was talking about someone who was wanting to charge people to coach them to make $100,000. And on the post, it was saying, that, hey, how do you guys feel about that? If somebody wants to charge someone to show that person how to make $100,000, if that person had not yet made $100,000 themselves, right? That was what the post said. And it got me to thinking. Now, so let me ask you guys, okay, what are your thoughts, right? When you first hear that, what are your thoughts? If someone said that, that, hey, I want to charge you or charge someone, right, to teach them how to earn $100,000, but they themselves have not yet earned $100,000. The one who wanted to coach the other person, that was the word that was used, coached. Put down in the comments to let me know what are your first thoughts, and I'll tell you what my initial thoughts would have been if that question was posed to me maybe a year ago. Okay, maybe about a year or so ago. My first thought on that would have been, how in the heck are you going to charge someone to, coach them to do something that you yourself have not yet done, right? If you ain't did it, then you don't know how to do it, right? That would have been my first thought, right? And like I said, I want to see you guys' thoughts. Put that down in the comments. Let me know. Do you think that's possible? Yes or no? Do you think it's possible for someone to be able to coach you to do something that they themselves have not done? Coach you to for you to be able to earn $100,000, but yet they haven't earned $100,000 yet. Can they coach you to do it? Yes or no? Put that down in the comments. Yes or no? Now here, it was some interesting things that came up, on both sides. It was interesting. You had, the majority of the people, were saying like, no, that's impossible. How can you show me how to do something you yourself have not yet done, right? Somebody used an example of a doctor. They're like, hey, I wouldn't want a doctor who, to perform an operation on me if they've never performed that operation before. That was an example that was used. What's going on, Tasha? Thanks for tuning in. And on the other side, a example that came up was, hey, what about an NBA coach? What is an NBA coach qualified to coach these NBA players? Like coach, LeBron James and, and everybody, are they qualified to coach these superstars if they themselves have not been NBA superstars, right? What if they themselves, these coaches have not even played NBA ball, right? What about that? Are they qualified to coach? Now, this is why it was interesting to me, because a lot of times we're out there, right? And, especially in our business and network marketing, right? And we're promoting, and we're telling people, we're trying to teach people something, right? To help them be able to get a result in their business, right? Whatever it is, whether you posted about something or what, right? And a lot of times what stops people from trying to help more is that they feel as if they are not there yet, right? Have you ever had that feeling that you feel that you're not there yet, right? That you feel like, hey, how can I help anyone learn to do this stuff, right? This make money online stuff, or this marketing stuff, right? Or whatever your business is about. How can you help someone to do this stuff if you yourself have not, made a lot of money doing that stuff, right? Have you guys ever felt that way? Put down in the comments, let me know. Have you ever felt that way? Like, how can I help someone be able to understand marketing better in their business if I am not getting, a whole bunch of leads every day? Like, have you ever felt that way? And if you have, and I'm going to tell you guys, I myself have felt that way before. I remember about maybe 5 months ago or so, right? No, I'm gonna take it back. I'll say about a year ago, when I first, heard about, like, when somebody first came to me and said, hey, Dee, why don't you do group coaching? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Why would I do that? I'm no coach, right? And they're like, yeah, well, coaches just help people, in your space. A coach would help a person be able to make money online and learn how to, market and stuff like that, in this industry. And I was like, yeah, but, I'm not at a stage of, charge someone, thousands of dollars, do this stuff, right? Because that's what we see. Coaches charge thousands of dollars, right? And they were like, well, Dee, you already coaching, in your Facebook group, when you're, giving out tips, when you're doing lives and trainings and stuff. They were like, you're really good. They were like, you already coaching, but I didn't see myself that way, right? They saw that I was giving more value than what they would compare to a lot of other people in the same industry, right? And while other people, would be like, Dee, I love the way you do your videos. I love the way you train, blah, blah, blah. You're so smart, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't seeing that. So therefore, I never, even thought about anything about coaching because I wasn't seeing myself that way. That's called an imposter syndrome is what that's called. I didn't know that at the time, right? It's called, it's when you're up there, right? You're doing your thing, but you don't really feel that you're as valuable because you haven't made it to a certain point yet, right? You feel like because you haven't hit 6 or 7 figures, whatever your next milestone is, that then you're somehow not qualified, right? To help someone else get, move themselves from one point to the next, right? Now, here's something I want you guys to think about. This is something I want you guys to think about. This is some real stuff here. All right. Everyone starts from somewhere, right? Actually, the laws of the universe state that, and I'm going to explain it because there's no law that says this directly, but I'm going to explain it. But because of the laws of the universe, you don't have to have made $100,000 to coach someone else to help them not have the ability, but help them be able to earn $100,000. And I'm going to explain why. Okay. So before you say, well, no, it's not true, Dee, I can't coach somebody to make $100,000. I hadn't made $100,000, right? Let me explain. I want to ask you something. Okay. I want to ask you guys something. What is it? There's 2 things that you need to get to a result, to whatever result it is that you want. I want you guys to think about a result that you want to have in your business, right? Let's say you want to hit the $10,000 mark in a single month. Let's just say, okay, if that's a goal, right? If you haven't hit it yet, that may be a goal for you, right? There are two things that you need to hit that goal. There's two things that need to happen. Only two that need to happen. What do you think those two things are that need to happen in order for you to hit that goal? And we're talking about if your goal is to hit 10,000 in your business. This is just an example, but this works for every goal that you're trying to hit in your business, right? There's only two things that you need. And this is not because Dee Car Lady says so, right? This is just how the laws of the universe work. And I'm going to tell you those two things, but I want to know from you guys, do you know the two things that you need to be able to hit those goals in your business? Put down in the comments. Let me know. Do you know one of them? It's like this. The first thing you need to do is you need to decide to do it. When you have to literally consciously make the decision to do it. That's the first thing you need. That's the first thing you need to make the decision to do it. So if you say, I want to coach someone to make $100,000 in their business, whether you've made $100,000 or not, I want you to follow me on this, right? Because we're going to go somewhere with this. The first thing you need is the decision to do it. That's the first thing you need to do, is make the decision to do it. Then the second thing that you need, and it's only two things. It's only two things. All that other stuff that we put in our way is things that we put in our way and we allow others to put in our way. What is the other thing, the second thing that you need in order for you to be able to reach whatever goal it is? I'm going to give it to you guys. It's five words. Yes, it's 5 words. It's 5 words. 5 words. Pay attention. Because when I started learning what I'm about to share with you, this second part, right? And I didn't know the first part either, but when I'm about to share the second part, when I started learning this, right? I said, it makes this so much easier, right? Because it's not as difficult as we thought, because of all these things we put in our head. It's 5 words. I'm gonna give it to you. The will to do it. The will to do it. That's the second thing that you need. The first thing is for you to make the conscious decision to do it. You consciously make up your mind to do something. And then the second thing is the 5 words. The will to do it. That's all you need to be able to reach something in your business or your life, reach a goal. And this is what we do to ourselves, guys. This is what we do to ourselves. We derail ourselves because we listen to things like, well, I can't really teach anyone anything yet until, I, start making some money myself, because who's going to listen to me, right? Or, I can't coach someone to earn $1,000 because I haven't earned $1,000. This is what we say because this is what we hear, right? This is our part of our paradigm, right? This is what we have been taught, and it is now in our subconscious. That's what makes up our paradigm, the habits that have formed based upon the things in our subconscious, right? The subconscious are the things that cause our body to move, and we ain't even thinking about it. We just going along with what we normally do, right? Because we're so used to it. We're so used to that phrase of, how can I teach somebody to do something I ain't never even done? Or how can I coach someone to do something I ain't even done? Right? Let me share something with you guys. When I was first, like I said, when I was first told that, hey, Dee, you need to do group coaching, right? Like I said, I pushed it off. Like, no, that I'm not there yet. That, I'm not no guru, right? Pushing it off, right? But here's what I've come to realize about coaching. I'm not just saying this out of theory, and you know, it's a lot of stuff that's theory, right? But I'm not even saying it out of theory. I'm saying it out of, you know, what I actually have recently experienced. But let me tell you what I've come to realize about coaching. Do you really know what coaching involves? Because it involves a lot of things. But do you really know what it involves? Because if you actually really knew what it involved, and I'm about to tell you, but I want to see if you know, right? Do you really know what is involved with coaching someone to do something? Because if you understood, then if we understood, then we would not run away from that word. We would embrace it. Does anybody know? Tell me, put down the comments. Put down the comments for me. Tell me something that coaching is involved, that involves coaching. Talk to me. And here's my take on it. Here's what I've come to realize and learn, right? And can prove, right? With my own actions, I can prove it. A big part of coaching is literally helping someone unlock their own potential. Now, why do I say that? Because I just told you, you only need two things to get somewhere, wherever you want to get to. If you're here and you want to get here, you only need two things. You need to make the decision, and you need the will to do it. That means that the coach is not the one doing it for you anyway. A coach can help you unlock your true potential. Now, we'll confuse ourselves all day long. Like we'll be like, yeah, because I got a lot of potential, you know. If I can do anything, I put my mind to it. This is what we'll say in one hand, we'll say we can do anything if we put our mind to it, right? We'll say that, right? But then on the other hand, we'll say, well, no, I can't coach someone to make $100,000 because I have not yet made $100,000. But that is so contradictory. Either you can or you can't. Which is it? You make up your mind. You can or you can't, right? It's either you can or you can't, right? The reality is you were right on this hand. You were correct. Anything you put your mind to, that you can do it. But we believe these cute little sayings about things, and what happens is we put our own limits on ourselves. It's called limiting beliefs. I know you guys have heard it before. A lot of this stuff that I talk about, we've heard the terms, but people won't talk about it in a way that makes sense for just us regular folk to really put it to use. Instead, people like just regurgitating stuff that sounds pretty, right? It's not until you start actually listening and trying to understand it so that you can actually make a change in your life or make a change in your business, right? That things start to happen. When you start actually thinking consciously, right? So that you can realize that there are things in your subconscious that need to be changed. And then the other things in the outside world will change, the things that you see that are in your way, your hurdles. We were putting these hurdles in our way when we allow these cute sayings to keep us from doing. Someone said on that post that I'm talking about, someone said that, well, you know, if I haven't, you know, what they say, well, I'm not going to just, you know, say that I can, I think they say, I'm not going to just say that I can coach, you know, a basketball player or NBA basketball player, you know, if I haven't done it. I'm not just going to say that. That's you. That's you putting your limiting beliefs. But don't throw that mojo on me, right? And they weren't doing that. But my point is, we can't let people throw that mojo on us because they have limiting beliefs about what they can do, right? If you don't take anything else that I've ever said from you in life, right, these last 2 years, remember these two things. You only need two things to be able to achieve something, whether it's achieving something because of the fact that you want to help someone else get to a milestone that you have not yet hit. You still only need two things. Make the decision to do it and the will to do it. You still only need two things. So how does this help you in your business, right? Because all of us out here, you know, we're learning, we're implementing, you know, you take some falls and stuff, you know, mentally, economically, sometimes, you know, it is what it is, right? But how does this help you in your business? It helps you because once you, for one, listen to what I'm saying, don't block it out, right? Listen to it, receive it, and start looking at things from that angle, then you'll stop holding yourself back, because that's what's happening. You holding yourself back because you're listening to these limiting beliefs that other people have about themselves and that they want to put onto you. Then you'll be like, you know what? I don't have to have made 7 or 8 figures to coach someone. Literally, there was someone in my on my coaching team, right? She's because I have group coaching now, because like I done literally, you know, done embrace this, right? And she put in the chat, she said, man, you know, I helped someone through something yesterday and I didn't even know that I knew that much stuff. She said that person had paid, this is what she said that person had paid $500 to learn attraction marketing using some program, which I'm not gonna say the program because I don't want it to sound like I'm, you know, bashing the program, because I don't even know nothing about the program. But they use some program, right, that they paid $500 for, right? And she was like, and they didn't have a clue where to start with attraction marketing, but they had paid $500. She said after an hour, I think she said it was an hour. She said after an hour, it was either an hour or 3 hours, one of them. But she said after an hour, I was able to tell them more than they had learned in that $500 thing in a matter of an hour. It was either an hour or 3 hours. Now, mind you, this person has been, you know, in my coaching for about a month now, maybe 2 at the most. It hasn't been that long, right? But she was surprised that she was able to help someone, right? And she was like, man, I didn't even know that I had such value, right? This is what happens to us because we believe in these little cute things, right? That keep us held hostage, that keep us in bondage, that keep us thinking that we can't do things because other people said they can't do it, or because other people said, well, I wouldn't pay that person to do it. Because that post that I was telling you about where it said, you know, hey, you know, what do you think is should a person say that they can help coach you to make $100,000 if they haven't made $100,000, right? Do you think that's unethical? That was what the post said, right? It's believing that keeps you from hitting your potential of actually helping, right? Whether you hit 100,000 or not, whether you get 10 leads in your business or not, it's that you believing that ceiling, that cap, you believing that is part of what's stopping you from doing it, because you believe in the hype, you believe in this bull crap that society has ingrained in us, that our family has ingrained in us, that Facebook ingrains in us, right? There's tons and tons of limiting beliefs all over Facebook, right? What's one limiting belief that you guys have seen people talk about, or maybe you have? The coach is responsible to you, but not responsible for you. You still gonna take the action. You make the decision to do it, and you have the will to do it. The coach can help you unlock that potential, because how? Let me tell you how. There is, and I'm going to use myself as an example here, okay? I have a one-on-one client at the moment, right? Most of my coaching is group coaching, but I took on a one-on-one client, and I took them on for the purposes of YouTube. Now, you guys know I love YouTube, right? But I've only been doing this a little over 2 years, and I've only been doing YouTube a little over, I would say maybe like a year and a half, somewhere like that, right? I have about a little under 3,000 subscribers, right? So the channel is not huge, right? But I took them on as a client because they had the prerequisites that I needed them to have, meaning they were uploading regularly, right? That mean I knew they, would at least take that action. I need them to be able to take that action, right? So anyhow, so I've met with them now maybe about 5 sessions, okay? And before I started coaching them, there were some things about them that I knew was blocking them. Now, I took them on as a YouTube client because I have knowledge in YouTube, right? Does that mean that I know the most in YouTube? No, but I'm showing you. This is why you don't need to know the most. You gotta stop. You just gotta stop listening to these other people who don't put ceilings on themselves, so they want to put ceilings on you. So I took him on as a YouTube client because that's the platform he wants to dominate, and I do have knowledge to give. And I saw some of the things that was holding him back. So we meet, right, and we talk about, I'm gonna tell you some of the things that we talked about in YouTube. This is what we talked about. We talked about the targeted for what he wanted to make money in, right? I said, hey, I've done it. I've made some mistakes making money in that same company, right? I've made some mistakes and I figured some things out. I said, and I see a gap. There's things that I did that I saw the other bigger channels weren't doing. So I did something, I went the different direction, right? And I said, it worked. I said, I'll show you to do exactly what I did. This is what I told him. I said, I'll show you to do exactly what I did, right? So when I first was telling him how I wanted him to target that particular business opportunity, he was concerned that I wasn't targeting it the same way the other people were targeting it. I said, man, trust me. I said, I know what you're saying. I feel you. I said, but I seen the gap. I shot the gap. I hit the gap. I made thousands with the gap. I'm going to show you how to hit the gap. Now, mind you, these bigger channels in the same niche promoting the same opportunity, right? They've been doing it longer, and some of them have already made 6 figures, right? Some of them are made 6 figures and have like maybe, 15,000 subscribers and so on and so forth, right? And I just told you, I have less than 3,000. I'm very grateful for my less than 3,000, but I have less than 3,000 subscribers, right? So on there, I helped him set up his bonus package, right? Because I noticed he didn't have one. Now I knew with that particular business opportunity that was going to help take him from mediocre to, hey, let me see, should I get you or should I get Guru God versus mediocre Guru God, right? I said, no, I'm gonna help you set up your bonus package, right? Because I know you need one, because from the angle I'm gonna take, you're gonna need one. Boom, we set that up, right? I said, okay. When he would say things like, oh, well, man, I didn't make that high ticket sale or whatever, man. I wish this, man. And I would interject and I would say, no. I said, and this is when he was starting to have some traction at first, little traction, right? I said, no, I said, bro, I said, you need to stop that. You need to change that. I said, because if you don't change your mindset and shift it into positive vibrations and keep it there as much as you possibly can, keep it there. I said, all the money is going to be right here and you ain't going to get it. Right? I said, so you got to shift that. You got to be thankful for a $25 sale, $100 sale, right? You got to be thankful for a lead. You got to be thankful for somebody commenting on your post or commenting on your video in this case, right? So now you got to be thankful for that, bro. Leave the rest of that alone, right? So what happened in these 5 sessions is what he started to do is think a little bit more positive. He's still working on it, but he started to think a little bit more positive. So when he get a lead and he's like, yeah, I got this person who might want to sign up, but they only want to sign up for this. I said, only? I said, bro, can you spend $0 or can you spend $100? Which one can you spend? I said, because I don't know about you, but I can spend $100, but I can't spend $0, right? He said, yeah, that's true. But I just want to make the big money so I can go ahead and pay you for the coaching. I want to make the big money, I said, bro, just trust me. Trust what I'm telling you. Trust me. So we did some tactical things with YouTube, but I'll be honest, the majority of the things that I taught him, right, as far as what he actually implemented, right, I would say, and I'm being dead serious, and he will tell you this too, the majority of it, I would say maybe about 80% of the stuff that he actually implemented wasn't even the stuff that I told him to do on YouTube, right? You know what it had to do with? Changing the paradigm, changing the mindset. So when I helped him start changing this, now the boy done hit number 2 on the leaderboards. He wasn't on the leaderboard none of the time I was online. None, right? I don't know if he made a sale before. I don't know because I didn't see it, right? But now he's on number 2 on the leaderboards. The other day, he crushed out 2 $1,000 sales. He's like, D, I just got off a Zoom call with one person. Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and upgrade and get the $1,000 level. Boom! D, and I got another call with another fella, and I'm gonna see if he wants to upgrade and get the $1,000 level. Boom. Here's my point. Because this point is not to, the point at this point is not to say, oh yay, Divine, you're cool, because I am freaking cool because I say so, right? Not because nobody tell me I say so, but that's not the point. The point is, I myself did not have traction on YouTube that fast. It took me a good while to have traction on YouTube. It took me, not knowing how to do keyword research at first, right? Having to watch every dang on thing to try and figure it out. It took me having to pay for some training and still had to figure some things out. It took me a good while to have traction on YouTube to where I actually made a sale. But in 5 sessions, this person that I helped, right, that I'm coaching, that I took on as a one-on-one client, right, was able to do it in 5 sessions. And we still have a couple more sessions, but they were able to do it in 5 sessions. Now, so when I tell you that I can prove that you don't yet have to have been able to make $100,000 before you could coach someone else to make $100,000, that's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from truth. I'm not coming from conjecture because you feel or he feel or she feel that they can't do it. Stop letting what other people feel keep you from doing what you can do. Everybody was created by someone. Whatever you believe is what you believe in. All right, but you're created by somebody, right? Everybody was created with the same abilities when it comes down to, we were given the ability, right, to make decisions. That's the only thing that separates humans from the rest of the world, from the animals, from everything. Is the fact that we got the ability to make these conscious decisions. We can choose and we can make a decision to do something, and we have the will to do it. We can have the will to do it. We got free will. We were given free will. As humans, we were given this. This is your given right. You already got it. Right? So when I coached him, it wasn't that, oh, well, your coaching is, you're coaching because you already knew how to make thousands of dollars in 5 weeks or whatever. I didn't make thousands of dollars in 5 weeks, right? When I was doing YouTube, when I was trying to figure this stuff out, I didn't do that, right? So how could I help him? Because I helped him change his paradigm. I helped him unlock what was already there. This is the same premise of why you can help other people, even if you feel like, well, I haven't had any results myself. That's like the biggest thing. People say, well, I haven't had any results yet, so how can I go help somebody else? I got to help myself first. Help yourself along the way, baby. Right? Help yourself along the way. You totally can help others while you help yourself along the way. Totally can. Right? You only need 2 things. Put down in the comments. I want to make sure y'all got this. Put that in the comments. What were those 2 things that I told you that you needed? It was 2 things. What was the 2 things? Put it down in the comments. Number 1, what was the first thing? You guys got to understand this, because this will have you shifting from thinking, right? From thinking that you're not worthy of even being a coach, right? I've had plenty of people in my circle say, well, I don't want to, I ain't no coach. I ain't no guru. I ain't no. Why you telling yourself that you ain't all these things? Why you just want to keep on saying what you're not? Start doing what you were created with the ability to do. You were created with the ability to win. You only need 2 things. So when I saw that post about someone, that do you think it's it's a sham or something? They said, do you think it's unethical to charge someone to tell them that, to make that claim that I can show you or I can coach you to make $1,000 was the post. They said, do you think it's unethical? There was a question they proposed, right? They said, do you think it's unethical for someone to say I can coach you to make $100,000, even though that person has not yet made $100,000? How many times have you seen, teachers teach students that have gone on to be like these really smart scholars, right? Maybe they go on to Harvard or something, but it may be, a high school teacher that does it, right? How many times have you seen this? You know, and like I said, with the example of NBA, there's what was that coach's name? There was a coach that he coaches in the NBA, because I had found it online. He coaches in the NBA and is one of, like, you know, a very popular coach. I can't even think his name, but he never played in an NBA game. So before you start thinking of what you can't do because you haven't done such and such, we really have to stop allowing Facebook to dictate our abilities. We have to stop allowing our physical family, you know, the family you have right here in front of you, right? You know, to dictate your abilities, right? Because some of you guys may have a situation where, you know, your husband or your wife done told you what you can and cannot do, right? Like you can't make, you know, 10 grand in a month online, you know, not unless you scamming somebody, right? I know y'all probably heard that, right? You have to stop letting other people dictate what you can and cannot do, because they have their own limiting beliefs, because they feel that they can't do it, because they feel that they can't, you know, coach someone. The Wright brothers, when they did this thing with the airplane, right? Do you think that everybody was in their circle? Do you think that everybody was like, you know, yeah, y'all can do it. Y'all can get this thing off the ground and fly? Sure. No. Everybody was not in their corner because people had not seen it done. So people pretty much was telling them they crazy, right? When they were trying to get this plane off the ground, man, y'all crazy, man. You know, y'all not gonna get this thing off the ground. Why y'all wasting y'all time and energy and y'all money and resources on doing this stuff, man? Y'all can't do that, right? But then what wound up happening? What wound up happening? Now we got planes all up in the air, right? Because they decided, they made the conscious decision that they were going to do it. They made a conscious decision they were going to do it, and they said, you know what? I have the will to do it, so I'm going to do it. I'm making a decision, I'm going to do it. No matter how long it took, no matter how much money or resources they had to use to do it, they made the decision, and then they got to getting. They got to getting. And I bring you to one more point that people, you know, once you realize this, right? I'm going to tell you the next thing that's going to hang you up, right? But it's not going to hang you up, because now I'm about to tell you, right? So hopefully it won't hang you up. I'm like, for real. This is legit, right? This is for real. The next thing, after you hear this, and you're like, you know what? Dee makes some sense. I can do it, right? You're like, oh yeah, you're showing your muscles and everything, right? This is the next thing you're going to say. Okay, I'm making a decision to do it. I'm going to do it. All right, I know I got the will to do it. I'm going to do it. But wait a minute. How do I do it? That's the next thing you're going to say. How do I do it? Let me share something with you guys. Because a lot of times we get hung up on that how. We don't see how to do it. We want to see proof that we can do it before we do it, right? This, you know, we're like, I don't see a roadmap to do it. I don't know how to do it, so it must not be true that I can do it. Check this out. Do you know that the how is not what's in front of you? Think about this for a minute. If you're going down the road, right? And you know the road is progressing. I mean, it's going forward, right? But let's say you only can see like maybe 10 feet in front of you, right? You don't see the rest of the road, right? And you're just going, you walking, riding, whatever you're doing, right? You don't actually see the next steps you're going to take. And this is literally how life can be. You don't see the next steps you're going to take. Once you get to the other part of that road, then you can look back and say, oh, okay, I see. I went to the left, to the right, left, right, left, head up, now left, right. You can see what you did, right? But while you were going, you didn't see how you were going to get there. But once you get there, then you can say, okay, well, now I see what I did. I did this right here. This is what I did. Do. So if you keep letting yourself be hung up on the fact that you don't know exactly how to get somewhere, excuse me, then how much action are you going to actually take? A lot of people stop dead in their tracks right there because they don't see the how. They don't have a blueprint. I was actually, and this is true story. Oh, this is true story. I was talking to my colleague my business partner actually yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, and I told her, right, this true story. I told her, I said, man, I said, I know the direction I'm going, right? I said, I see, you know, what I need to put my energy in on Facebook, and I'm doing it, right? I said, I see that. I said, but I'll be damned if it would be much better with a blueprint. This is what I told her. I said, man, I know somebody got a blueprint, right? And she said, well, yeah, somebody might, but what if they don't? I said, anything in this world has been done before, so somebody got a blueprint. Now, while both of us had valid points, right? This is what it wound up being. I told her, right now, I could have made a decision right then. I could have said that, man, this shit hard, man. Like, you know, I don't know the next steps. I don't know the how, right? I don't know the how. I don't see all the steps in front of me. I may see like 1 or 2, but I don't see like the other 10 or 12, right? So I don't see the how, right? Now I could have said, man, I don't see the rest of this how, so I'm gonna stop until I see somebody who got the how. Until I find somebody who got the how, I'm gonna stop taking action. I'm just done, right? I ain't doing this until I find somebody who got the how and a blueprint. I ain't doing nothing else. That's what I could have said, right? That's what I could have said. And that's what happens to a lot of us. We stop. We say, well, I'm just gonna wait till I find somebody else who know how to do it. I ain't gonna take action. But instead, what I told her was, I said, I know it's possible, right? I said, I see other people doing parts of it, right? I said, I know it's possible because anything is possible when I make the decision to do it and I have the will to do it. I said, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep pushing as I follow, right, the trails to wherever the blueprint leaves me, right? But I'm going to continue to take action. I said, no, a blueprint hasn't fallen in my lap, right? But I'm going to continue to take action every single day, right? And then when a blueprint does present itself, or a partial blueprint, whatever, I said, I'm going to suck up that knowledge there and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to suck up that knowledge there and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going, right? Because I said, one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to stop. Because once you make the decision, that's what that is. You make that decision and you keep rocking, right? I want you guys to learn from the mistakes that other people make. Learn from the mistakes that I make, right? I talk about a lot of them here, you know, when I make them, and it's not like a woe is me thing. This is a, oh my gosh, like I see the light. I see or saw, you know, where I went wrong, you know, and wrong in a sense of, you know, like, man, it you know, when you hit those hurdles, they hurt a little bit, right? And I said, I must tell other people because I know y'all going through this. I know y'all going through this. How do I know? Because I've chosen my audience very carefully, right? I built you guys up as the audience that will relate to what I'm talking about. So I know y'all done went through this or are going through this, right? Where you're like, man, I don't see the how, so I'm gonna just wait until I know how because I don't want to waste money. I don't want to waste time. This is the things we say. I don't want to waste time, you know, so I'm gonna just wait until I watch all of these videos in my back office. This is one thing people say a lot. I'm gonna wait before I take action. I'm just gonna watch all these videos in my back office because that surely is gonna give me the whole blueprint from start to finish. So I ain't gonna do nothing else. And then it'll be like 2 months later because you're still watching all them videos, right? And you had to rewatch some, right? Because you fell asleep, right? 2 months later, you ain't did nothing but watch videos. You haven't taken a single action outside of that, right? To get somewhere, to move, just move, right? This is real stuff. No matter if you're in network marketing, multi-level affiliate, no matter if you got your own coaching business, right? This is real stuff. Make a decision. Make a decision. The person who's telling you about what you can't do is their limiting beliefs. Don't let those limiting beliefs be you. Don't let the fact that you don't see the how keep you from moving forward. Don't let that happen to you, because it could have happened to me yesterday, right? And I mean, I go through this stuff a lot, right? Because when you growing, you have what's called growing pain. That's what I call them, growing pains, right? You gonna have some growing pains. I don't care who you see out there making money, right? Or appearing to make money, because you don't really know what nobody making, you know. But they tell you the truth. They'll tell you they had some growing pains, and they still have growing pains. Anybody trying to grow is gonna have growing pains, right? But what separates the folk who are successful, right? Because you have success as you go. Do understand that, right? If you keep on taking action, every day you having some type of success, all right? So what separates the people who are having some success versus the people who are not having success is the fact that they keep on moving. They keep on moving, and they say, you know what? I don't know all the blueprint. I don't know where the blueprint is. I got a little bit here, right? From Yolanda gave me a little bit. Oh my gosh, there was another coach too, and I'm so sorry, I can't even think of her name. Oh my gosh, because I would totally give her a shout out. But another coach too gave me a little bit of it too. She gave me a little bit of it, right? Neither one is just like go do, right? But they gave me a little bit of it, right? But it's still on me to make a decision to keep moving regardless, right? And understand that I have the will to do it and keep moving, even though I don't know all them 10 steps. And it might be 50 steps in front of me. I don't know. But what I do know is that me staying at this position, right? You know, in life or in business or whatever, me staying in this position won't get me there. I do know that. Me sitting here, standing here, whatever, in this position won't get me over there. That I do know. I can guarantee you that. That won't get you there. You just stand, right? So I want you guys to take this information, and if you need to replay this, I need you to replay this, right? And start doing some type of training with your mindset. Listen to some meditation if you have to, whatever it is you have to do, because I promise you guys, I will put some money on this. And if y'all know me, I don't be throwing my money away, because that ain't type of party is. I got a little bit, I throw some money on this, y'all. I throw some money on this. I'm telling you. Start with that mindset. Start with that. And the things that you thought you couldn't do, the things that just wasn't seeming to line up in your business, right? Or even line up in your life, right? You'll start seeing a little bit trickle out. Pick it. And then until you wind up being like my coaching client, you know, who goes from not having any traction, trying to figure out, you know, how the money gonna come in from the online business, to, gee, Burst, I've been busy, D. This is what he tells you now. I've been busy, D, talking to these people, you know, and I got a couple people upgrade, blah, you know, making $1,000 sales or two $1,000 sales in a single day, right? Hitting the leaderboards on number 2 on the leaderboards. It was all up here. He already had the ability to do it. He already could activate it, right? He just needed this. That may be what that may be what your prospects need, right? No matter how much money you have not yet made, right? Start here. And you'll start having your own success stories within yourself and other people around you. And people will be like, oh my gosh, Simon, you're so awesome. Oh my gosh, April, you're the best. You're amazing. Right? And it won't be, April, well, how much money did you make, April? April, if you didn't make $1,000 in that business opportunity yet, then I don't want to talk to you. Won't be that. All right? So hope you guys have found some value from this. If you have, guys, definitely, if you're not already in my Facebook group, jump on over in my Facebook group. You know, every single week I go live at least once a week, and we definitely answer questions in there for network marketers, MLM marketers, and affiliate marketers. Facebook group is Advanced Marketers Academy Social Edition. All right. I'm sure it's one of the links in my profile, or you can just search it on Facebook. Go ahead, jump on in, join in on the action, so that you can be able to start realizing your own potential, all right, and be exposed to some of this positive goodness. You feel me? All right, because in 2020, baby, it ain't over yet. Corona ain't take our businesses out yet. It ain't over yet, baby. 2020 ain't over. All right, we still got 6, 7, 8 figures, whatever journey you're on, right? It may be your first $1,000, and y'all already know I want to see whoever it is. I want to see you get it. I want to see you get it, baby, because that's what we do. All right, other than that, y'all already know this Dee Car Lady, baby. And what we gonna do? Come on, say it with me now. We gonna take this run to the top. All right. Here we are.